Here's what we're talking about in our lineup today on The Now. Birth control could soon be more convenient. We're talking everything from a pill you take just once a month to a monthly contraception patch you put on at home. Demand for gun training for teachers continues to grow. We're taking you inside their lesson to see how it's preparing them. And we love seeing the floats and parades, but you may not realize many of the iconic ones get saved for years to come. We're giving you a behind-the-scenes look at the place preserving them.
Thanks, Annie. We have a lot to get to. This is The Now Indy on RTV6, where today we are celebrating our commitment to making the holidays brighter with our 6 Shines on Toy Drive. RTV6's Kevin Gregory joins us live from Monument Circle. Hey, Kevin.
And Amanda, if I'm smiling this big, think how big a smile will be on a child that gets this guy 4.5 feet of teddy bear. You remember when the kids got too heavy to carry? I think I'm at that point here with the big plush bear. We're on Monument Circle, and I want to stay focused for a second and let you know you've almost done this, supported the toy drive for 2 decades. This is our 19th year of collecting toys on Monument Circle. It's only natural we come here to the heart of the city to help warm the hearts of families in need this holiday season. Collection started around 6 a.m. this morning, and we were just estimating, don't know exactly, but through the 5 charitable organizations, all the toys collected today will benefit about 5,000 children. Not only were lots of toys dropped off today, but some cash donations as well. So these will be sorted, age appropriate, and boy, girl. And then when we know exactly the need and we go shopping, we'll be able to target if we need more 10-year-old boy gifts or 8-year-old girls, then we can spend the money wisely that's been donated here today for the toy drive. But as I mentioned, you've kept it going for 19 years now. I'm going to turn this way because, guys, we've reached that time in the night where the lights are taking over on Monument Circle. It's been a great day here. We've been in the shade. You know, the tall buildings block the sun most of the day, but it has been a very bright day for the 6 Shines on Toy Drive. The bear is heavy, and he's tired, too. It's time to go hibernate, guys. Back to you.
Kevin, a lot of fun out there today. Today, a huge effort to link veterans up with the jobs they need. Employers gathered today at the Mirage Shrine Temple for the DAV Recruit Military Indianapolis Veterans Job Fair. We spoke with some potential employers there, or employees there today. Veterans say it can be sometimes difficult to find a job that is the right fit, but that in recent years, there have been more efforts by employers to hire vets because of their rigid work ethic.
Because they understand the leadership, the discipline. When you start at 9 o'clock, they know you're going to be there early, and they know that they can always rely on you. And I think from the civilian world, it's harder to find people who are willing to do that as often as you have veterans that will do that for you.
Along with focusing efforts on finding employment for those who've served, this event is also about finding jobs for military spouses. Kyle, we were out on the circle all day, but this is a beautiful shot of Indy for our sunset.
Can't get enough of that sun, especially here in the month of December when we seem to have more cloudy days than sunny ones. Today was great, and we're closing it out with some sunshine there. We will be increasing the clouds a little bit as we go through the evening hours, but we're going to keep it dry for you. Right now, clear skies and 44 already in Kokomo, 53 for you in Bloomington with that wind out of the south between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Satellite and radar all nice and quiet as you would expect, and even as we have some of those clouds that are moving through, we're not going to have to worry about any wet weather here as we go through the next few hours. Our temperature 44 degrees at 8 o'clock will hold into the lower 40s here as we get to 9 and 10 o'clock this evening, and that wind should stay fairly light out of the south. Got a few Friday showers in the forecast. We'll talk about who's most likely to see those, but that will be followed by a very nice weekend and then another cold blast of air coming our way next week. Annie.
The House is now drafting articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump. The president tweeting a response this morning saying if the House is going to impeach him, to do it fast so the Senate can hold its trial. The House Judiciary Committee says it will have its next hearing on Monday. A vote by the House could be held around Christmas. Well, there are new issues for Takata. This new airbag problem has some key differences from the original issue. This one impacts about 1.5 million older vehicles, likely mid to late 90s and early 2000 models. BMW was the first to issue a recall, but Honda, Mitsubishi, Toyota, and Audi are likely to follow suit very soon. The problem is different in that it deals with how the airbag was sealed and not the chemicals. But the risk is the same and potentially deadly. The airbag could deploy without enough force to protect anyone, or it could even explode, sending shrapnel everywhere. What may be more dangerous in this case is the age factor. Because these vehicles likely have had multiple owners, manufacturers won't be able to track them down as easily.
Unfortunately, it's going to be incumbent upon you as that used car owner to make sure you've registered it with the manufacturer, or to regularly be checking sites like safercar.gov or autosafety.org to see if there's any new recalls or any new information from a safety perspective on your vehicle.
Jason Levine with the Center for Auto Safety says so far it seems things have moved quicker with this new issue. But as for the original problem, an estimated 15 million still have not been repaired.
It still has been much slower than it should be with respect to manufacturers making sure those parts are available. Manufacturers for whom recalls, notices need to go out maybe more than 1 or 2 times. They necessarily haven't done everything they could do.
Manufacturers should have the parts to replace the original Takata airbags. This new round will take at least a month or so. Well, back to our lineup. Women could soon have new options for easily accessible, long-lasting birth control.
Having the option of a pill to take once a month could be a great option to give women choices in birth control.
That's in the works, and so is a monthly contraception patch you put on at home. We're checking out the progress on both. You're watching The Now.
At Ashley Home Store, this is home.
More convenient birth control options for women are on the horizon.
I think there is definitely potential in the pill that a woman can take once a month instead of every single day. The reason why is that it can be hard to remember to take a pill every day, change a patch every week, or change a vaginal ring every month.
I think that's awesome because I know for me and a lot of other women that people can forget to take their pills, and that often leads to them being faulty.
Women are applauding a new take on the birth control pill that would only have to be taken once a month. It's a device created at MIT.
So it has 6 different arms associated with it, and the 6 arms are joined together at a central core. Now, the central core allows the dosage form to be folded up and placed into a gelatin capsule. Okay. Once the patient takes this gelatin capsule, the gelatin capsule dissolves and the system opens up.
Right now, the device tested in pigs showed similar results to taking a month's supply of regular once-a-day birth control pills. Before this could hit the market, though, it needs to be tested in people. Meanwhile, a new patch is being tested that can dissolve contraception into the body in less than a minute. It's like a Band-Aid. You put it on, but with tiny needles that don't hurt. They absorb into the skin almost instantly, releasing hormones over a month to prevent pregnancy.
We would like women to be able to, say with a prescription, go to the pharmacy, bring home a few of them, and for the next number of months be able to self-administer every month.
Again, in animal testing, the needle pack showed to be effective, but testing it on women should take place over the next few years. The device is promising because it's less painful than a shot, easier to use, and you don't have any biohazard waste. Well, ahead in our lineup, a growing number of teachers are learning how to handle guns to help stop a shooter.
I'm not just a teacher, I'm not just an ex-military guy, I'm a dad.
We're taking you inside the training he and other educators are receiving and looking at the debate over whether districts should allow this type of protection.
RTV6 is working for you.
An increase in mass shooting cases across the country has a growing number of teachers and other adults learning how to handle guns. Chloe Nordquist found that they're training in case they need to help stop an active shooter.
It's pretty intense training. We want people who are willing, who are able, who are wanting to step up.
These people whose faces we aren't showing for their own privacy aren't law enforcement. They're teachers, school faculty, churchgoers.
Okay, he's lifting up his shirt, he's pulling out a gun, 5 rounds, 5.
All have volunteered to participate in 3 days of training that shows them how to respond to active shooter situations. Paul Gregory is one of the instructors.
It's unfortunate that we have to have teachers or educators or whomever else come through this course, but it's the way that it is.
Okay, so these are the blue guns we're going to use, these practice blue guns, but you go violently, so really fast.
It's the mindset, medical training, and then, of course, very advanced firearms skills.
Laura Carno is with Faster Colorado, which started in 2017. While the course is offered through her organization, similar training is offered in other states.
We've seen roughly 200 folks come through.
Currently, about half of the states in the U.S. allow schools or districts to give permission to individuals like teachers or faculty to carry guns.
I'm not just a teacher. I'm not just an ex-military guy. I'm a dad.
This is one of the dozen or so participants in this training session.
Most schools that we have talked to have a policy that if anybody on their armed team ever displays their firearm, if a student ever sees their firearm, they're off the team.
Having armed teachers or staff is part of a comprehensive look at security and safety for the schools.
Schools across the country have different approaches to safety. Security officers, school resource officers, medically trained staff.
There's no single solution. There has to be a range, and there has to be a sort of a defense in depth.
But not everyone thinks guns have a place on campus or in other public spaces like churches. In a statement, Marnie Kamensky with gun violence prevention organization Colorado Ceasefire told us this: if more guns meant greater public safety, then the United States would be the safest place in the world. Rather, the U.S. gun fatality rate is nearly 20 times that of other comparable nations, while U.S. gun ownership is first in the world. If we want real change, we need to invest in research and focus on the root causes of gun violence. I'm Chloe Nordquist reporting.
I see half the people around me are literally on their phone, walking like this.
I mean, these days, who hasn't seen that, right? That's Dr. Boris Paskover, a facial reconstructive surgeon out of Rutgers, talking about the reason he helped compile some brand new statistics on cell phone related injuries. Now, it looks at the types of cell phone injuries treated in emergency rooms across the country over the last 20 years, specifically injuries to the neck and head. Cuts, bruises, and even internal organ injuries really didn't become a problem until 2007, when smartphones first came out.
I've seen people get hit by cars because they're not paying attention as they're crossing the street. I've seen people trip and fall. I've had a patient who the phone fell on her nose while she was in bed and broke her nose.
Beyond the initial injury, long-term facial injuries and scars can lead to lower self-esteem and anxiety. Younger people are more likely to be hurt because of cell phone distractions. But today, the sheer weight of some cell phones is enough to hurt a small child. Dr. Paskover says the purpose of his research is public awareness and making people more aware of our surroundings.
There's something really heartwarming when you give those warm and fuzzies about seeing a child get something they've always dreamed of. Today we got to be there as the Make-A-Wish Foundation granted the wish of 11-year-old Soren from Zionsville. Soren battles a genetic disorder. Today he was surprised with a gaming room, something he has always wanted.
This is so important to my life. It is the best day of my life, to be exact.
The surprise wish reveal took place inside the studios for 99.5 WZPL during their Make-A-Wish Request-a-thon. Soren's mom says it was quite the process turning his bedroom into a gaming room, and they had a difficult time keeping the secret from him, but it paid off with the look on his face today. Well, calling all dog owners and all dogs, your input is needed by a Purdue scientist who is joining in a national effort to find dogs to participate in a national study regarding the general health and wellness of our four-legged pals. The Dog Aging Project is looking at dogs from all breeds and mixes from across the nation, looking for different aspects of dogs' lives that affect their health. If you want to join in and contribute your data, we will put a link up tonight in this story on the RTV6 mobile app.
Leo and Bishop look excited.
I was very distracted looking at all those pictures of Leo and Bishop.
Supplied by Amanda Starantino.
And Mark Mullins.
All right, let's take another shot here. Now that the sun has gone down, the city lights are coming up. Another beautiful view there over Indianapolis. Our temperature in the upper 40s right now, 43 in Columbus. Still the lower 50s, though not bad here in early December in Terre Haute and Bloomington. Looking off to the west, there's more mild air, but you can really pick out where the cold front is because we've got temperatures in the 30s and 20s back out over the northern plains. So yeah, at first, the warmer air is going to be coming our way, so that's going to hold our low tonight right around 40 degrees. Now, outlying areas will get into the upper 30s as those clouds move back in. And then tomorrow, our temperature doesn't get much more steady than that. 44 degrees at 8 a.m. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're at 44 still, and about 42 as we'll start to clear out those skies a little bit into the afternoon. We'll have a north breeze, so it's going to feel more like the 30s. Here's a look at TrueCast. By mid-morning, could see an isolated rain shower here around Bloomington, Columbus, Nashville, Bedford, and Seymour. Areas to the north will actually see a little bit of sunshine as we head into the afternoon. Next few days of your forecast takes you into the upcoming weekend. Looking really nice here. 44 and sunshine on Saturday. Back into the lower 50s as we'll re-increase the clouds on Sunday. Rain is likely on Monday in 54, but then get ready for this. Looks like we are going to have that cold blast of air with below average temperatures December 10th through the 14th. In fact, by Wednesday of next week, we're talking about highs not getting out of the 20s and lows in the middle teens. Annie.
Checking the Now news feed. ICE is conducting workplace investigations more now than in previous years. The Wall Street Journal reporting that ICE did 4 times as many investigations as compared to the final year of the Obama administration. In that same period, there were fewer investigations into gangs and weapons. Well, a new drug could provide some hope for Alzheimer's patients. It's called Nuplacid. Researchers say that it helps by reducing the delusions people have, as well as easing anger issues. But it's unclear if or when the FDA could approve the drug for use with Alzheimer's. An E. coli outbreak tied to romaine lettuce continues to grow. 102 cases have been reported across 23 states. The CDC stresses not to eat any romaine grown in the Salinas, California region. If you don't know where the lettuce came from, don't eat it. Well, it's the time for holiday parades, from Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade to ones in our community, where kids eagerly await Santa's arrival, that is. And some of the floats we see, they're incredible. But what happens when the spotlight is over? Maya Rodriguez shows us where some of the iconic parade floats end up after the crowds go home.
See, you push this button.
With a push of a button,
You can wake up those polar bears.
40,000 square feet come to life to show off America's love affair with parades.
Every parade float tells a story.
This is the American Celebration on Parade, a retirement village of sorts for some of the largest floats of America's most iconic parades.
Most people have no clue or no idea how big these parade floats are.
Joe Proctor grew up here, literally. His father was once the general manager. Now he runs the place.
I always felt a special love in my heart, like there was something that I was a part of something very special.
So how did it all come to be here?
Washington, D.C. celebrated with a classic patriotic parade featuring floats produced by Earl Hargrove.
Back in the 40s, a man named Earl Hargrove was designing storefront window displays in Washington, D.C. His work caught the eye of President Harry Truman, who asked him to design a float for his inauguration parade. And the rest is history, with Hargrove's floats appearing in every presidential inauguration since then.
That depicted American history from...
And that's not all. Their floats appearing in the Tournament of Roses parade and Thanksgiving Day parades, among others.
Earl Hargrove loved parade floats. He loved decorating, and each year the parade floats kept getting bigger.
Hargrove couldn't bear to get rid of them, so he built the museum to house them. We had the place all to ourselves on this December day, but during the summer, tens of thousands of people make their way here to see the lights, sounds, and plenty of glitter.
He used to put glitter on lots of different things because he loved the flash.
Earl Hargrove passed away several years ago, but ensured his decades of work remain ready to roll and show off a time-honored American tradition. In Quicksburg, Virginia, I'm Maya Rodriguez reporting.
Well, next in the lineup, wish lists for the holidays can put a lot of pressure on the family, so we're getting help from a parenting coach about how you can manage those gift expectations.